Coach, we are 15 miles due west of the Atlantic, nestled in downtown Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is it! 19! Come on, come on.
Now a first down throw, Watson. He completes this one to Mack. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
So second and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Check 52. Sure. 55. Alert 3, alert 3.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 11. Set! 19! Tight left. 3 down. Hey, 31! 3 down. Check mark.
On second and 11 now. Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Josh Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially... Because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Following the sack, it's now third and long for Watson and the Texans.
44, Mike, 40.
On third down, a run from Breida. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up fourth down. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And it's now 3-0 Texans. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
right there. It's hard.
Now they try the right side here. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Now, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Here's Jackson to throw. Catches made by Hawkinson to tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Stop, let's go. 58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike. Watch the pass. And 58 is the Mike. Go, 58 is the Mike. 3 buzz. Zoom.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They get 9 yards there, and they get a 1st down. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we give them the field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the 1st down there, help them relax a little bit.
Jacksonville 1st down on a pickup of 17.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
The Texans' 41-yard line.
Set, hut, go to base. Check the outs, check the out. Kill. Turn it up. Let's go.
They don't give it here to his running back. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. It's Hill, complete. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line.
But that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. From just shy of midfield, Watson. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, here's Breida. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. These two teams all tied after one. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Back to throw. Carroll will set up a screen for Breida. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. A nice run on first down gets him 6 yards to the 31. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk about football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
From the 31, Jackson, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
I'm all over you.
Gets through and now an opening. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. The point after is good, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he almost flirted with disaster there, but it does get into the end zone before going out, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some. They've just been set. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Texans take over first and 10.
We don't work.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And this one complete to Will Fuller. Well, they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 43. This quarterback now 4 of 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10. This is Breida. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check it out, read. Shift.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They run with Breida, and he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. 3 yards won't be enough here, as that'll bring up 4th down. I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things you got to worry about. But I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this. You have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's what you're looking for.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mike's 50. Watch the slant, watch the slant. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Right here. Mike 50, Mike. Set up. There we go.
Now Jackson throwing again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not only going to tip it, I'm going to dock my cap to it. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free, creating something good for your team.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. Which way? And he brings this one back. A fumble return for the Jacksonville score. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. 2nd and 4. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Jackson now to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's man. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it now. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
31, Texans 6.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone for a touchback, so that will come out now to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half. The first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lift your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, stating the obvious, this is going to be one that the rookie quarterback is going to want to forget pretty quickly.
And what quarterback has not gone through this in their rookie year?
Yeah, they all have. I guess it's cliche, but these are the ones you hope to grow from, right?
It's just part of life on the road in the NFL. He has to learn from it and grow.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
And he comes back with one complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. This quarterback now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's first and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. What's right? 50's the Mike. 50's the Mike. Bring it. Shut up.
Again, Jackson. And a quick throw here that's complete. And the ball is knocked out. And the Texans say they have it. They do. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? I guarantee he's been set.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. 42 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. The extra point up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll start on the ground with Breida, and he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Here's Breida. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a first down following a gain of 3. And, Charles, you look at this offense, their struggles moving the ball well documented. Dead last in the NFL in first downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Jags grab it. And we'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line.
One part of it went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right. All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, I just kept using it.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Carroll.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Jackson. That one complete. He finds Sharp. 20, 10. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. DJ Chark, 76 yards. As his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights. And that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
They go counter with Breida. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Get him! Ready, go! Mike back 2, Mike back 2.
They're going to try and throw. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
18 Gator.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Got it. 50, mark 50, mark 50. That's right, baby. They don't want it. He's coming. Double up, double up. Protein spill. Nice.
He'll look to throw. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown.
That's how you score.
DJ Chark, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point safely through, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
To throw from his end zone, Carroll. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
The Jaguars take
Come on, set. 30 base.
At the 17-yard line.
Now
a handoff working right. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
90 Wolf.
2nd and 10.
You go, hey,
At the
orbit.
17-yard line.
You gonna see me? Deep dribble.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, Sue. Hit it.
They'll drop the throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 17 yards out, and the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. The extra point up and good, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Back now in Jacksonville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 34. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This will be taken very short. And he'll go down at the 2-yard line. What a disaster there.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And no forward progress here. This is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Second down and inches. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. The offense on third down tonight, they've been excellent, 6 for 7. They're looking at third and a few inches. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. Fights through, and now a crease. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just get credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. And it's second down. Second and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and goal. Now it's Breida. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 24. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on fourth. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here in the turnover on downs.
Here we go, again.
Greystone, travel. Hey, echo. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, the defense was in prevent. They still get there.
That means that there's absolutely nowhere to throw the football. No one came open because now you're really getting 3 guys rushing the quarterback. 5 guys should be able to block them, but sometimes time just takes it up and end up getting to him.
Now this throw caught left side. 23 yards the pickup there. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era. We think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
This throw is going to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Following the fumble recovery, Carroll. And now here's another interception. Picked off inside the 10. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you just...
And nothing but daylight ahead. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A big play there. With his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. As his guys continue to pour it on. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Taken down at the 18-yard line.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Looking to throw on second down. Carroll. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff. So that'll back them up 5. Well, this is a new concept. It's third down, but they've got the punt unit on. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. That's taken on the 25. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And that will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest player that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. Team put 70 on their opponent. In the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way,
accelerating, and off he goes. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Not a whole lot to recap. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Team 6.
We got double up, double up.
They'll look to throw, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 26, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on another. It's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. The first play of the drive there is incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. To throw again. Carey. This is caught. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback, but, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead, but at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation. And now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here, so it's a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
On first down, Carey. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw. Carey. Well, he's going to have the hook up to QT. A huge play there for Houston. 54 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Shift! Watch the shift!
22, jet, bomber! 22, jet, bomber! Check out route!
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Set! 40 for Pittsburgh. 44. I got one. 64. Wait. 49. Check 49.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Set. Hey, come on. Blue down. Blue down. Hey, Hopper. Hopper. 24. Hut up.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
44's the Mike. 44's Mike. Check, check.
Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Jack Rabbit. Jack Rabbit. Mike.
On 4th down, Carroll. He finds his target, Fuller. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Throw. Carroll. He's got Fuller. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Tight end right. 3 down. 3 down. Check Mike. Set. Good.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So now from half the distance closer, here's 1st and goal. From the gun, Carroll. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Out of the end zone. Brings up 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Alert. Alert. 3 down. 3 down. Kill. Kill. Kill.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. From the 2-yard line yet again. Let's see what they can do on 3rd and goal.
Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Check Mike. Not here. Check Mike.
Looking to throw. Carroll. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder,